Have you ever wondered why things take so long to happen in your life? Why your prayers go unanswered, your plans stall, and everything seems to move slower than everyone else around you? You watch others succeed, grow, and move forward while you're still stuck, still waiting. It's frustrating, right? But here's something you need to hear today. There's nothing wrong with you. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You're just being timed perfectly by a force far greater than anything you can see. Sometimes, life feels like standing in the dark, unsure if anyone knows you're there. You do your best, you show up, you give your heart, and still, nothing moves, nothing changes. You begin to question if your effort even matters. But that's where the shift has to happen. Not in your circumstances, but in your mindset. Because what you can't see is that the delay isn't a punishment. It's preparation. It's protection. It's the quiet, intentional work of something divine aligning everything. So when the moment comes, you'll be ready in ways you don't even realize yet. Here's the truth most people miss. Waiting isn't wasted time. Waiting is powerful. It's where growth happens. Not the kind of growth the world claps for, but the deep inner growth that changes how you show up, how you think, how strong you stand. Waiting reveals what you believe. Waiting tests your patience, and waiting shapes your faith like nothing else ever could. Human psychology tells us that we crave control. We want certainty, timelines, guarantees. And when we don't get that, our minds go into panic mode, feeding us lies that we're falling behind, that we're failing, that we've been forgotten. But those are just thoughts, and thoughts can be changed. The mind is like a garden. If you don't plant hope, patience, and trust, it will grow weeds of doubt, fear, and frustration. That's why the most powerful thing you can do right now is shift your focus. Instead of asking, why is this taking so long? Start asking, what is this teaching me? Every second of silence, every moment of delay is working on your behalf. You may not see it, but life is always moving behind the scenes. God's timing is never rushed, never sloppy, never off. It is exact. It is precise. And when you finally get what you've been hoping for, praying for, crying for, you'll realize it came at the perfect moment. Not too soon, not too late, but exactly when it was meant to. You don't need to stress yourself into action that isn't meant to be taken yet. You don't need to compare your journey to someone else's timeline, because your path is yours alone. And trust me, it's unfolding exactly how it's supposed to. There's peace in letting go of the need to control. There's freedom in trusting that even the waiting seasons have purpose. Let this sink in. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Your current silence is not your final story. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. And when the timing is right, nothing will be able to stop what's meant for you. Not fear, not failure, not even the past. So breathe, relax. You're not late. You're not lost. You are exactly where you need to be for what's next to unfold. Hold on, not with clenched fists of frustration, but with open hands of trust. Keep showing up with faith, even when you see no progress. That's where strength is built. That's where miracles are made. And if you stay with this message all the way through, you'll understand something most people never do, that the wait isn't your weakness, it's your weapon. The one that will prepare you, strengthen you, and lead you into everything you've ever been meant for. Let the world rush. Let others run ahead. You're operating on divine timing. And that timing is perfect. You are not behind. That's a lie the world wants you to believe. Society has created an invisible clock that pressures you to hit milestones by a certain age, graduate by this age, succeed by that age, be married, have kids, own a house, climb the ladder, all before you've even learned who you truly are. And when life doesn't match that timeline, you start to feel broken, like you've failed. But the truth is, there is no race. No one's ahead of you. No one's behind you. You are on your own divine path, unfolding in its own divine rhythm. Comparison steals joy. It poisons your perspective. When you measure your progress against someone else's highlight reel, you forget that your journey is unique. You weren't made to copy someone else's life. You were made to live your own. And your timing, no matter how slow it may feel, is still sacred. You are not running late. You are in the process of becoming. And becoming takes time. What if you stopped measuring how far you are and started trusting where you are? What if you believe deep down that nothing in your life is random, that every delay, every detour, every disappointment was placed with purpose? Psychology tells us that when we let go of false deadlines, our anxiety drops and our mental clarity rises. You stop living in panic and start living in peace, because now you're not trying to keep up. You're learning to keep faith. The pressure to be more can be deafening, but peace comes when you realize that you are already enough, right here, right now. Even if the results haven't shown up yet, even if no one claps for you today, you're not forgotten, you're not stuck. You're simply being timed for something greater than you imagined. The moment will come, the doors will open, but first you must stop fighting the clock. You must trust that your pace, your growth, your unfolding is exactly as it should be. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not on the way. The delay you're facing right now doesn't mean denial. It doesn't mean you're being ignored or overlooked. It means there's something being rearranged for your good. Sometimes the door doesn't open because what's on the other side isn't ready for you yet, or maybe you're not quite ready for it. And that's not a bad thing. That's grace. That's timing. That's protection dressed up as patience. We often think that if something is delayed, it must be a no. But life doesn't work in straight lines. It moves in divine patterns. Detours, slowdowns, pauses, they all have purpose. Growth doesn't happen when you get everything fast. It happens in the waiting, in the struggle, in the silence. That's where character is formed. That's where strength is built. That's where real clarity begins. You've probably been told to hustle harder, do more, push through. And yes, action matters, but so does alignment. And if you push before the timing is right, you might end up in a place you weren't prepared for, or worse, a place that drains you instead of blesses you. It's not always about working harder. Sometimes it's about trusting deeper, trusting that the delay is divine, that there's a reason for every closed door and unanswered prayer. The mind wants answers. It craves certainty. But your soul, it needs peace. And peace comes when you stop seeing delays as roadblocks and start seeing them as redirections. You may not know the reason right now, but one day you'll look back and understand. You'll see how perfectly the pieces fit together. How every moment you waited was part of something bigger, something beautiful, something worth every second. So don't let delay create doubt. Let it grow your faith. There is a reason you can't see the full picture yet. Just like a seed planted in the soil, growth happens in hidden places first. No one sees the roots forming underground. No one claps when nothing seems to be happening above the surface. But beneath the silence, something powerful is taking shape. That's how your life works too. Just because you don't see results yet doesn't mean there's no movement. Some of the most important progress is invisible. The process you're in right now may feel slow, even invisible. But invisibility doesn't mean inactivity. You're not stuck. You're being shaped. You're being aligned with opportunities, people, and moments that are still unfolding. The world might tell you to panic when things are quiet, but stillness isn't failure. It's often the preparation ground for the greatest breakthroughs. Things need time to develop in the dark before they can bloom in the light. This season may be quiet, but don't confuse quiet with empty. Your character is growing. Your patience is being strengthened. Your faith is being deepened. It's easy to trust when everything is going your way, but the real test is how you trust when you can't see a thing. That's when your belief is forged into something unshakable. That's when your inner foundation is made strong enough to carry the future you're asking for. You might be tempted to rush the process, to dig up the seed and force it to grow faster. But forcing things too soon can ruin what's meant to blossom naturally. Timing matters. The process matters. And the more you honor the process, the stronger the result will be. Let the unseen work happen. Let your roots go deep, even if no one notices. Because what's building in silence today will speak loudly when the time is right. Keep trusting the process even when it's quiet, especially when it's quiet. There's always a purpose in the pause. When life slows down, when nothing seems to move, it's easy to believe you're forgotten. But the truth is, you're being refined. Waiting is not just about time passing, it's about transformation. What if this pause is preparing you for the very thing you asked for? What if it's shaping you into the person who can hold it, sustain it, and not lose it once it arrives? We often want the blessing without the building. We want the reward without the preparation. But life doesn't work that way. There is always a season of becoming before there's a season of receiving. And that season often feels slow, uncomfortable, and uncertain. But that's where real change happens. Not on the outside, but deep within. It teaches patience. It sharpens your focus. It breaks down what you don't need and strengthens what you do. Growth is rarely loud. It doesn't come with applause or spotlight. It's silent, steady, and sacred. And often, it only makes sense looking back. One day, you'll see how this season built your resilience, how it taught you to breathe through the unknown, to stay grounded when everything around you felt unstable. You'll realize that the version of you that's coming out of this season is stronger, wiser, and more aligned than ever before. When you ask for more, life prepares you for more. But preparation doesn't always feel like progress. Sometimes it feels like being still, like nothing is happening. But that's the beauty of divine timing. It works beneath the surface, beyond logic, outside of your control, and always in your favor. You are not being delayed. You are being developed. And what's developing inside you is the foundation for the very life you've been hoping for. Keep showing up. Keep believing. What's meant for you is already on its way, and the wait is part of the miracle. You don't have to carry the weight of trying to control everything. That pressure, that constant urge to fix, to rush, to make things happen, it's exhausting, and it's not yours to carry. The moment you release control is the moment you make space for peace. Control is rooted in fear. It whispers that if you don't force it, it won't happen. But that's not how alignment works. When you're aligned with the right timing, things begin to flow. Not because you pushed harder, but because you trusted deeper. There is a quiet kind of strength in surrender, not giving up, but letting go. Letting go of how you thought it should happen. Letting go of when you thought it would come. Letting go of the belief that you have to do it all alone. Surrender isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's understanding that some things are beyond your control for a reason. You weren't meant to carry every outcome. You were meant to walk in trust, even when the path doesn't make sense. The need to control is a survival mechanism. It comes from a mind that's trying to protect you from uncertainty. But freedom begins where control ends. The more you try to force what's not ready, the more drained you become. The more you let go and lean into trust, the lighter you feel. That's not coincidence, that's clarity. That's your soul recognizing truth. When you stop chasing and start trusting, you'll notice the shift. You'll feel more present. You'll breathe deeper. You'll stop waiting for life to start and begin living from a place of calm confidence. Because deep down, you'll know what's meant for you won't miss you. And it doesn't need your control. It needs your faith. It needs your surrender. And it needs your patience. Let go. Breathe. Trust. What's coming is already finding its way to you. Sometimes you think you're ready for what you want. You feel prepared, capable, deserving. But the truth is, readiness is deeper than you realize. There's a timing that aligns not just with the outside world, but with the person you are becoming inside. You may want a new job, a relationship, a breakthrough, but if your heart, your mind, your spirit aren't fully prepared to receive and handle it, it won't come yet. That's not a punishment, it's a blessing. The universe, or God if you prefer, knows when you can truly hold the gift you're asking for. Sometimes the wait is because you need more strength, more wisdom, more patience, more growth. It's about being ready in every way, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. You don't want the thing you desire only to lose it or be overwhelmed by it. The timing ensures that when you do receive, you are stable enough to keep it, wise enough to use it well, and mature enough to appreciate it fully. Psychology shows that people who rush into things before they're ready often struggle more. They face setbacks that could have been avoided with just a little more time to grow. When you wait for the right moment, you increase your chances of lasting success. Waiting is an act of preparation, a way to build the foundation so your dreams won't crumble under pressure. This means every delay has a purpose. It's there to make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. It's not about denying your desires, but about ensuring your readiness to receive them. Your growth is the key that unlocks your blessings. So don't rush the process. Trust that your preparation period is necessary. When the timing is right, you'll know. You'll feel it deep inside. Your spirit will be ready, and your life will align perfectly with what you've been waiting for. Setbacks are not failures. They are setups for something greater. When life knocks you down, it's easy to see it as a defeat. But what if it's actually a redirection? The mind often wants to label challenges as dead ends, but deep down, those tough moments are shaping you. They are teaching you lessons you can't learn any other way. Every closed door, every disappointment, every obstacle is preparing you for the path ahead. The way you interpret setbacks changes everything. Psychology shows that people who view challenges as opportunities for growth tend to be more resilient and successful in the long run. It's not what happens to you that defines you. It's how you respond. When you shift your mindset from "why me" to "what's this teaching me," you unlock a new level of strength. You start to see failures as temporary, necessary steps on the journey to success. Setbacks stretch your patience and deepen your faith. They remind you that timing is beyond your control and that sometimes life's plan includes moments of pause and testing. Instead of resisting the discomfort, lean into it. Accept that it's part of your story, part of your growth. This acceptance turns frustration into peace and struggle into power. Remember, every great success story has setbacks woven through it. Those who achieve their dreams are not those who avoided failure, but those who learned from it, adapted, and kept moving forward. Your setbacks are not the end of your story. They are the chapters that make your success meaningful. When you embrace this truth, you start to trust the process even more. You relax into the timing and watch as the pieces come together, perfectly aligned for your breakthrough. Even when everything seems still, even when nothing changes on the surface, you are not alone. There is a force guiding you, a power working quietly behind the scenes to bring your life into alignment. It's easy to feel forgotten during the waiting, but the truth is, you are being led. You may not see the path clearly now, but that doesn't mean the path isn't there. You are being prepared, protected, and positioned for what's next. When you trust that you're being led, you begin to release the anxiety that comes with uncertainty. You stop trying to force answers or rush results. Instead, you learn to walk with faith, step by step, trusting that every pause has purpose. This trust is like a lighthouse in the fog, a steady light guiding you through the unknown. The mind may ask, "Why can't I see progress? Why am I stuck?" But the heart knows that silence often means preparation. Just like the seasons, life has cycles. Some seasons are for planting, some for growing, and some for harvesting. Right now, you might be in a season of waiting, but waiting is not wasting. It's working. You are being shaped in ways you can't yet understand. Remember, the best things in life often take time. Trees don't rush their growth. Rivers don't force their flow. Everything unfolds in its perfect time. When you relax and trust the process, you create space for miracles to happen. You open your heart to receive what has been prepared just for you. You don't have to see the whole road ahead. You just have to trust that the path is being made with every step you take. Your breakthrough isn't lost. It's simply arriving on its own perfect schedule. It's easy to become impatient when success feels far away or when what you desire seems just out of reach. But what you're waiting for isn't late. It's on time. Nothing that is meant for you will ever miss you. The universe has a way of bringing what's right into your life exactly when you need it most. When you learn to trust this timing, something powerful happens. You begin to see delays not as disappointments, but as necessary pauses that prepare you to receive your breakthrough fully. Imagine receiving something so important that if it arrived too soon, you wouldn't be ready for it. The waiting is that preparation. It's making sure that when your moment comes, you're not only ready to accept it, but ready to thrive with it. It's natural to want things to happen now. Our world moves fast, and instant gratification is everywhere. But true success, true fulfillment, often takes time to cultivate. Your timing is not flawed just because it's different from others. The best things in life often come slowly. They come with patience, with faith, with trust. The longer the wait, the greater the reward.